on, guys? JD from New York here. And this is part 2 of number 92 of the number 1 fucking source right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE. This is Off the Script, the number 1 fucking podcast in your subscription box right here on YouTube.com, man. Thank you guys so much for joining me on Saturday morning. We got news, we got Survivor Series. If you missed part 1 of Off the Script, where I break down Survivor Series, give you my preview and predictions, that is in the description down below. It'll also be linked in the video as well. Go and check that out if you did miss part 1 of Friday's Off the Script. Now, a few things, guys, before we get into the light news that I have. I do have news, but it's been a very light news week in terms of news and rumors. But quickly, Wrestle Rumble. I just found this out today. You guys know Wrestle Rumble. I'm sure some of you who watch me have actually entered the Wrestle Rumble Pick'em contests sporadically spread out through the year. If you guys want to do that, man, they're actually coming back with a Survivor Series Pick'em. You got up until at least 7:30 of Sunday night, right before the pay-per-view, if you guys want to watch the Survivor Series and win money, man. That's the best way for me to put it. Put your knowledge to the test, enter the fucking contest, and you can win $500. Yes, $500 cash. If it's not me winning it, I would love one of my subscribers, man. One of the members of Team JD to actually win $500 cash. So, what you got to do? WrestleRumble.com. You go down into the description below. You check out the website. You fill in the information. You enter the fucking contest, and you can win cash money, man. Like I said, you watch Survivor Series, and you win money. You can't get any better than that, bro. So, go do that. WrestleRumble.com. All right? And also, as a reminder, tomorrow, you're not only going to get part 3 of Off the Script, but you're also going to get JD on the Danger Zone, man. Michelle already told me that JD will be back on the Danger Zone with a huge episode of Behind the Mic, episode number 2 for the Danger Zone. And I'm talking about my top 5 personal favorite Survivor Series moments to get you guys excited for the pay-per-view on Sunday night. So make sure you guys go and check that out. Everything you need, everything else you need is linked in the description below, man. Pro Wrestling Tees, Wrestle Crate, if you guys missed Out of Nowhere with me and Joe Cronin on Wednesday, episode number 6. Everything you guys need is down in the description, okay? Now, let's get on to the news, guys. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, they are the topic of discussion this weekend, and there is a possible spoiler alert. So if you guys don't want to watch, if you guys don't want to listen, please click off the video now and save yourselves. But there is a possible breaking scenario when it comes to the winner of the tournament tomorrow night at Survivor Series. Roman Reigns has been the favorite to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship since the beginning. As most are aware, Reigns was originally planned to win the WWE Championship from Seth Rollins. A few days ago, some news came out detailing the current plans for Roman Reigns. That report revealed that although Rollins injured his leg and was forced to have the WWE create this tournament, Reigns is still favored to win the WWE title on Sunday at the Survivor Series. However, some conflicting news reports have come to light this week. According to PWInsider.com, WWE's creative team is pushing the idea of Dean Ambrose defeating Roman Reigns at the Survivor Series in the finals and becoming the new World Wrestling Entertainment. I was going to say World Wrestling Federation. That's where my fucking mind is, man. I was going to say World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion, man. WWE Heavyweight Champion. This news only reiterates what so many people have been saying from the beginning. Whichever way WWE chooses to go, the current plan that might as well be written in stone is to have Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose in the finals. And I said this yesterday on part 1 It's the only thing that makes sense, and I broke it down for you guys. Kevin Owens is not ready. I don't see Del Rio beating Reigns. I don't see Kevin Owens being ready, being that he's the champion, the Intercontinental Champion, that is. I don't see him holding 2 belts. It's going to take the spotlight off the IC title and what WWE has planned for that. Also, Kevin Owens has Sami Zayn to look forward to. It only makes sense that this entire tournament is built for Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose in the finals, man. They got the story. They got the history. They have the intrigue there. It's going to happen. That's a great match. However, as long as the Ambrose versus Reigns match has been rumored, the possibility of Ambrose or Reigns turning heel has also been rumored as well. And you guys went back and forth about 50-50. It's been split. Some of you want Reigns, some of you want Ambrose. I can see it both ways. I just think, and I'm going to mention this again, I just think that Roman Reigns, being that he is not the baby face that everybody in the WWE wants, he comes out and he gets this huge mixed reaction. I think the best route for Roman Reigns is a full-blown heel turn, okay? Join the Authority, be Triple H's guy. But on the other side of the fence, I can also see where everybody else is coming from, and I can see a Dean Ambrose being that heel guy. I can see Dean Ambrose being Triple H's man after Triple H went around to almost everybody that he thought could be a company guy. He went around to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns declined him. He went around to Cesaro, and I could see Dean Ambrose being that guy. Keep in mind, Triple H never even uttered a word to Dean Ambrose on Monday Night Raw when he was going around to all the remaining participants. He spoke to Kevin Owens. He didn't speak to Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose could be taking the offer from Triple H under the table with nobody knowing, and he could be turning heel. I could see it both ways. I just think it's going to be best for Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns as a full-blown heel going into WrestleMania is going to be the ideal situation for him. And then if WWE wants to make him the face of the company, if they want him to take John Cena's spot, then maybe at that point, after people are done hating him and they give him something spectacular to work with or something spectacular to do as far as him turning face again, and it's a full-blown face turn, everybody's on the back of Roman Reigns, everybody's supporting Roman Reigns, then at that point, you can make him the face of the company. Right now, I don't think he is ready for that, and I don't think anybody wants to see that. So, obviously, I could see both sides of the fence here. It's going to be interesting. All I can tell you is it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be newsworthy coming out of Survivor Series, all right? Now, the possibility of Ambrose or Reigns turning heel, that's been rumored. If the WWE creative team has an idea that puts the WWE title on Ambrose, it just needs Vince McMahon's approval to make the Lunatic Fringe the new WWE champion on Sunday night. Ultimately, like everything else in the WWE, Vince McMahon has the final say. We will see a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion crowned at Survivor Series. We're just going to have to wait until Sunday to find out who it will be that replaces Seth Rollins as the man in the WWE. So Sunday night's going to be big. You guys know where I stand on it. As far as you guys go, it seems like the opinion is split 50-50. Half want Reigns, half want Ambrose. It's going to be a great night for wrestling fans, and Survivor Series is doing what it needs to do, man. WWE has done something that Survivor Series desperately needed. It's generating interest. Otherwise, Survivor Series right now would have just been another toss-away pay-per-view. I'm glad WWE is generating interest. Not only with that, but they're generating interest with the Divas Championship as well. There's been some backlash on Paige and WWE after the former used the death of Reed Flair as part of an angle in the Charlotte versus Paige rivalry headed into Survivor Series. Since the promo aired on Monday, WWE peers and Elizabeth Flair have shown their distaste for the use of Reed's death for WWE television. Today, or this week I should say, the Nature Boy Ric Flair broke his silence on the issue and shared his thoughts on the matter during the latest edition of his podcast. I heard, and this is, I quote from Ric Flair, "I never heard a word about it," says Flair. "I started crying when I was watching it. Nobody called me, and no one's called me at all this week. That would indicate that they just assume that it's all good." I don't have an answer for that. Here's the problem, though. Obviously, I have an opinion, but I'm afraid to voice it because I don't want anything to affect Ashley's career. I would just say that I know that Hunter and Stephanie and Michael Hayes have her back. I think, if anything, I don't think she feels she's comfortable enough to say no to anything just yet. She's only been up there 3 months. It's a pressure cooker and a tough spot to be in. Even though she's champion doesn't mean that she goes, hey, this is what I want to do or what I'm not going to do. If you're asked to do something, that's pretty much the way things operate in WWE. He added, everybody walks on pins and needles, and just because you're the champion doesn't mean you have the right to say no. And if somebody writes it down, one person approves everything. So I really don't have an opinion. I was very sensitive to it, obviously, because it's a very sensitive issue and it's still very new. I know her mom is on fire. I'm not going out on a limb to say what I think. So, this is where Ric Flair stands with this. I agree with him on that. It's best if he kept his mouth shut. I know it's a very, very sensitive topic for his family. WWE thought it was okay, and I understand WWE's point of view on it. I don't care about this situation. You guys know where I stand on this as well. I think it's a forced situation. The only positive I see out of all of this is that WWE has managed to create buzz with the Divas division and this Divas Championship match. Paige and Charlotte. There is no emotion there, man. There really is no emotion there. I believe it's a forced emotion. WWE wants us to care about something by pretty much going out on a limb and forcing the issue with this topic of Reid Flair's passing. I don't know how I feel about that. I know there's no real emotion there, but what WWE has done, and, you know, they're always in this for the best, you know, interest of their company. They want to generate interest. They're going to do things that are going to generate interest. They're going to do things that are going to be talked about by the mainstream media, and certainly this has that effect. You know, Reid Flair, obviously the passing is still fresh. Anybody that has passed in a family, whether it's, you know, anybody you guys know, it's still fresh. My grandpa passed away, you know, and it's still fresh. Every time me and my mom talk about it, we always tear up. Every time we see a picture, we always tear up. No matter how many years my grandpa has, you know, been gone and has passed, it's always going to be fresh. You never want to bring up that, you know. We miss them. We missed our loved ones. And this is the same situation with this. WWE did this for the betterment of the business and their division. They wanted to create a buzz, and that's exactly what they did. Do I agree with it? No. I don't agree with it. What it also has done is it creates Charlotte's character. They wanted to get sympathy behind Charlotte. They wanted the fans to feel some type of sympathy for Charlotte as she cries on air, on camera, live on television on Monday Night Raw. They want to generate some sympathy for Charlotte as she goes into her title match against Paige, who they're building up as a bully heel, okay? Paige now is a full-blown heel. They want to distinguish the heel from the face here, and that's exactly what they did. So, you know, it creates Paige as a heel, and a definite heel now. There's no, you know, question mark about it. And it also creates Charlotte and the sympathy for her character, that she wants to kick, you know, Paige, and she wants to fucking kick Paige's ass, okay? Do I agree with it? No. Do I agree with Ric Flair where he stands on it? Yes. I think he took the right route here. You don't want to mention something. You don't want to be outwardly spoken about it. Let WWE do what they got to do, man. You know, Ric Flair's got his podcast to briefly talk about it. You know, he's not going to speak up for his daughter because he doesn't want to ruin his daughter's chances at being a long-time Diva champion. He doesn't want to ruin his daughter's, you know, position in the company. So I agree with him on that. And much has been said about WWE's use of the Flair family and the loss of Reid Flair 2 years ago in the feud between Charlotte and Paige, which will culminate in a Divas Championship match at the Survivor Series on Sunday. You guys know that. However, new details have been released about the segment from this week's Raw. According to WrestleEdge.com, I'm not subscribed to this page. I never heard of it before. The angle was almost dropped at the last minute due to the obvious uncertainty of the decision to use Reid Flair's death. It's now being reported that Charlotte receives her script with mention of her deceased brother after her interview with ESPN earlier this week. The promo and mention to Reid Flair was designed to gain Charlotte sympathy from the WWE Universe to establish her as a WWE Divas Champion and get the fans on her side going into Survivor Series against the heel, Paige. The expectation is Charlotte will be the face of the Divas division for some time, and this mention of her brother will hopefully gain her sympathy to become the focus point of that division. So there you have it. That's what I got to say about that. But as far as the match goes, what needs to happen is, if they're going to force this, if they're going to try and make it a personal issue between these two, it has to continue on into the Survivor Series. Paige and Charlotte, forget the wrestling holds, forget how great Charlotte is, forget how great Paige is in the ring. Some of you men have mixed feelings on how good Paige is in the ring. I think she's decent enough, to be, the flag bearer for that division. But it needs to be a fight, okay? Throw all those wrestling holds out the window, man. It needs to be a fight. If you want to keep this emotion going, if you want to keep this realness going, and you want to generate some more excitement between these two, it needs to be a fight. They need to beat the living shit out of each other on Sunday night, and I hope that's the route WWE goes in, okay? The main event for NXT TakeOver London is Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe for the NXT Championship. The news got out before this week's episode of NXT aired on the WWE Network. There will be a contract signing on next week's episode of NXT. The storyline was to set up, be a heel turn for Joe, and Balor is the face going into this NXT TakeOver event. NXT TakeOver London will air live on the WWE Network on Wednesday, December 16th. There was some speculation that the show might air on tape delay, but WWE confirmed last week that it would air live at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific from the SSE Arena. I'll probably be working, but I'm going to review the show anyway as soon as I get 2 hours to myself to watch the show. So hopefully things go smoothly for me then, and I can catch the show live. I don't want to have to wait to see it after a long day of work, but TakeOver London's looking good, man. Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe. We're going to get Baron Corbin versus Apollo Crews. We're probably going to get a tag team title match of some sort with the Mechanics, and hopefully Jordan and Gable. We're going to get Asuka versus Emma. Bayley's probably going to defend her women's championship against Eva Marie, God forbid. There's a lot going on in NXT right now, and it's going to be another great event. Going to be another can't miss episode of NXT. AJ Styles. Earlier this month, the rumor of AJ Styles potentially signing with WWE gained a lot of momentum. The rumors have still not been confirmed, but there was a lot of speculation that AJ Styles has been negotiating with WWE on a deal that would bring him to NXT in early 2016. Last night, there was a photo going around, photoshopped clearly, of AJ Styles in the NXT arena. All right, that was proven bogus. Last night there was a report that several former TNA superstars were backstage at the NXT tapings that were taped for November and December. One of the rumored talents that could have been backstage was AJ Styles. However, those rumors have turned out to be bogus, like I said. But some very exciting news has come out about AJ Styles and his contract situation. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, AJ Styles is no longer under contract with Ring of Honor or New Japan Pro Wrestling, or any other wrestling promotion, and he is a free agent and able to choose where he wants to go. He is currently slated for the main event of Ring of Honor Final Battle next month against Jay Lethal. AJ is also slated for an enormous match against Nakamura at Wrestle Kingdom 10 in January for New Japan Pro Wrestling. As of this writing, there is no confirmed news of AJ Styles signing with anyone, but the dirt sheets, and obviously I will be following this very closely. I will definitely let you guys know of anything news-related with AJ Styles coming into the WWE. I think it's going to happen. Man. If I had to bet some money on it, I'd say AJ Styles is going to be in the WWE, man. And that's going to be fucking awesome. And also, there was news about more possible talent at NXT at Full Sail University. During the recent tapings, WWE possibly with Austin Aries and another one. I think it was Gunner. But the news reports says that WWE was becoming much more aggressive about scouting talent from other promotions to fill NXT's roster and build the brand to tour full time. WWE's plan right now is to expand NXT and they aren't wasting any time. At the tapings this week, they were taping more shows at Full Sail University, and there were reports of former TNA stars backstage. According to the PWInsider.com website, they have confirmed that James Storm is backstage, or was backstage, at Full Sail again, but this time he's brought former TNA star Gunner with him. After Billy Gunn's firing last week, it's very likely that Storm is back at NXT to either sign or continue negotiating his deal with WWE. There is no word on Gunner's purpose backstage at Full Sail at this time. In more big news, former TNA and Ring of Honor World Champion Austin Aries was seen arriving to Full Sail University, and there is a photo going around on Twitter right now with Austin Aries signing autographs. All right, he was on his way into Full Sail University with baggage and signed autographs before heading into the arena. As of this writing from the PW Insider website, all right, as of this writing, Aries was on his way into the Full Sail University. There's no news, though, of Austin Aries signing with WWE. All there is to report at this time is Austin Aries is backstage, or was backstage, at the NXT tapings. Any news on any one of these individuals, I will definitely be following this, as I'm a huge fan of NXT, and you guys have asked me several months ago if there was one guy from TNA that I would love to have in WWE. It was definitely Austin Aries, man. I love his work. I think Austin Aries could be absolutely phenomenal. No pun intended for the phenomenal AJ Styles, man. But he would be fucking absolutely amazing in NXT, man. And if WWE and Triple H and the people involved with NXT, if they could get Austin Aries and AJ Styles, who the fuck needs Monday Night Raw, man, when we got NXT on Wednesdays? I don't give a shit if it's a tape show or not, man. NXT will be the #1 fucking place for your entertainment on WWE Network, man. That would be fucking unbelievable. So Austin Aries, Gunner, James Storm, AJ Styles, gonna be fucking awesome to be following this news, man. I will definitely keep you guys posted on everything regarding all of these guys right here on Off the Script. And that is part 2 of Off the Script, guys. I got more news coming on Sunday. Possible huge story for Sunday. Could we see Cesaro versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 32? It's being discussed. Where was it being discussed? I will let you guys know on part 3. You're not going to want to miss that, man. It's going to be a huge Sunday, man. Off the Script, Danger Zone, and then Survivor Series review, man. It's going to be a fucking amazing day on Sunday right here on my channel and on the Danger Zone, man. I'll be on the Danger Zone sometime in the early morning, guys, to get you guys ready for the Survivor Series. My breakdown of the top 5 my personal favorite Survivor Series moments. That's going up. Make sure you check them out. Link and the Danger Zone and all the information for the Danger Zone is linked down below in the fucking description of this video. If you missed part 1 of Off the Script, that's also down there. Pro Wrestling Tees, if you guys want to support the show, ProWrestlingTees.com/WWE Off the Script. Big Black Friday sale coming up next week, guys. I will definitely fill you in. WrestleCrate.com, the #1 pro wrestling based subscription service delivered right to your front door. Instant 10% off the regular crate or the ultimate crate, man, using the code JDSENTME. They also ship to the UK. All the information for WrestleCrate is linked down below as well. WrestleRumble.com. Win money and watch Survivor Series, man. Can't put it to you any simpler. WrestleRumble.com for the Survivor Series pick'em. Go and enter it. I'm going to be at it. I expect you guys to be in it as well. And last but not least, Joe Cronin and JD with Out of Nowhere, episode number 6. If you missed that on Wednesday, man, our best show to date, and it's fucking hilarious, man. Go and check that shit out as well. This is JD. This is Off the Script, the #1 source right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE. I will be back on Sunday, man, with Cesaro, Brock Lesnar. Possible WrestleMania 32 match. Unfucking believable, guys. I'll see you on Sunday. Until then, take care, and I'll talk to you all later.